Before you sleep tonight, what if I told you that 7 simple sentences could completely change your tomorrow? Buddhist monks have used these evening practices for thousands of years, and science now proves they rewire your brain for peace and success. Welcome back to the channel, my friends. If you're new here, this is where we explore Buddhist wisdom and how it can truly transform your daily life. Now, let me ask you something. How do you end your day? Do you scroll through your phone? Do you replay every mistake you made? Do you worry about tomorrow before you even close your eyes? Most people don't realize that the last thoughts before sleep are the most powerful. Your subconscious mind stays awake even when you're sleeping. Whatever you tell yourself in those final moments gets repeated in your mind all night long. Scientists have discovered that our brain is like a sponge before sleep. It absorbs everything. Buddhist monks understood this thousands of years ago. That's why they created evening practices to plant seeds of peace in their minds. Today, I'm sharing 7 powerful things you must tell yourself every single evening. These aren't just positive affirmations. These are scientifically proven statements that will rewire your brain, reduce your stress, and help you wake up as a completely different person. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's begin this journey together. And if this video helps you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It truly supports this channel. Today was enough. I am enough. Let me tell you about something that happens to millions of people every single night. You lie down in bed, close your eyes, and suddenly your mind starts making a list of everything you didn't finish, everything you should have done better, every moment you wish you could change. Sound familiar? This is one of the biggest causes of sleepless nights. We go to bed feeling incomplete, feeling like we failed, feeling like we're not good enough. And this feeling poisons our rest and destroys our peace. But here's what Buddhist wisdom teaches us. Every day is complete exactly as it is. You don't need to do more to be worthy. You don't need to achieve more to deserve rest. The day you lived was enough. And more importantly, you are enough. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I have so many goals, I have so much left to do. Yes, my friend, and that's beautiful. But listen carefully to this truth. Your worth is not measured by your productivity. Your value doesn't come from how many tasks you completed. Buddha taught that suffering comes from constantly chasing the next thing. We finish one goal, and immediately we create another. We achieve something, and instantly we feel it's not enough. This creates an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. Science has now proven what Buddha knew 2,500 years ago. Researchers at the University of California studied people who practiced self-compassion before sleep. They found something remarkable. These people fall asleep faster, sleep deeper, and wake up with better mental health. Why? Because when you tell yourself, "I am enough," you're actually calming your nervous system. Your body releases the stress it's been holding all day. Your mind stops racing. Your heart rate slows down. You enter a state of genuine rest. Let me share a simple truth with you. Every single day you did your best with the awareness you had in that moment. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe you could have done better. But in each moment you made the choice that seemed right to you then. That's all any human being can do. Think about a tree. Does a tree worry at night that it didn't grow fast enough today? Does a river feel guilty that it didn't flow perfectly? No. Nature simply accepts each day as complete. And we are part of nature too. Here's what happens in your brain when you practice this. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that controls fear and anxiety, it calms down. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that helps you think clearly, it gets stronger. You're literally rewiring your brain for peace. So how do you practice this every evening? It's very simple. Before you close your eyes, place one hand on your heart. Feel it beating. This heart has been working for you all day. These lungs have been breathing for you. This body carried you through every moment. Now say these words, either out loud or in your mind. Today was enough. I did enough. I am enough. Let each word sink into your consciousness. If your mind argues with you, if it says, "No, you're not enough," just notice that thought. Don't fight it. Just gently return to the words. I am enough. You might feel emotional the first time you do this. That's okay. Those are years of self-judgment finally being released. Let the tears come if they need to. They're healing tears. Some of you might think this sounds selfish. If I tell myself I'm enough, won't I become lazy? No, my friend. This is not about giving up. This is about giving yourself the foundation of peace from which real growth happens. A plant doesn't grow from stress. It grows from a place of being rooted and secure. You're the same way. When you accept yourself as enough, you actually have more energy for growth tomorrow, because you're not wasting energy on guilt and shame. Remember, Buddhist wisdom teaches that everything in life is temporary. This day is finished. It cannot be changed. The only choice you have now is whether you carry it peacefully or painfully into your sleep. Choose peace. Tell yourself tonight, today was enough. I am enough. I release what I cannot control. Have you ever noticed how your mind becomes the loudest right when you're trying to sleep? You're lying there in the dark, and suddenly you're thinking about a conversation from 3 days ago. You're worried about a meeting next week. You're trying to control things that haven't even happened yet. This is exhausting, and it's stealing your peace. Let me share something profound that Buddha taught. He said that holding on to things we cannot control is like holding a hot coal in your hand. You think you're being responsible. You think you're being prepared, but actually you're just burning yourself. Think about your day to day. How many things happened that were completely outside your control? Someone was late, the weather changed, a person said something unexpected, traffic was bad, your internet stopped working. Life happened. And here's the truth that will set you free. You cannot control life. You never could. You never will. The only thing you truly control is how you respond. But we spend our evenings replaying these uncontrollable moments. We think, what if I had said something different? What if I had left earlier? What if I had prepared better? We torture ourselves with imaginary versions of reality that don't exist. Buddhist monks have a practice called letting go. It's not about not caring. It's not about giving up. It's about understanding the difference between what you can change and what you must accept. This wisdom is thousands of years old, but science is now proving just how important it is. Researchers at Harvard Medical School conducted a study on evening stress. They found that people who hold tension at night have higher cortisol levels. Cortisol is your stress hormone. When it stays high at night, it damages your immune system, raises your blood pressure, and prevents deep sleep. But here's the amazing part. When people practiced letting go before bed, their cortisol levels dropped significantly within just 2 weeks. Their bodies physically healed because their minds released the burden. Let me tell you what happens in your nervous system when you practice release. Your body has 2 modes, fight or flight, and rest and digest. When you're holding on to things you cannot control, you're stuck in fight or flight mode. Your body thinks there's a danger it needs to solve, but when you consciously release, you signal to your nervous system, "We are safe. We can rest now." Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, your muscles relax. Your entire body shifts into healing mode. I want you to understand something important. Releasing control doesn't mean you don't care. A mother who worries about her child all night doesn't love that child more than a mother who trusts and sleeps peacefully. Worry is not love. Worry is fear, and fear never solved a single problem. Buddha taught that attachment to outcomes creates suffering. When we desperately try to control how things turn out, we create tension in our mind and body. But when we do our best and then release the results, we find peace. Think about a farmer. The farmer plants seeds, waters them, and cares for the soil. But can the farmer control if it rains? Can the farmer force the sun to shine? No. The farmer does what is possible and then surrenders to nature. This is wisdom. So how do you practice this every evening? Here's a simple and powerful technique. Sit comfortably or lie down. Take 3 deep breaths. With each exhale, imagine you're releasing something heavy from your shoulders. Now, think about your day. What happened that bothered you? What are you worried about? Say to yourself, I release what I cannot control. Name the specific things if it helps. I release the argument I had. I cannot change what was said. I release my worry about tomorrow's presentation. I have prepared, and that is enough. I release my fear about things that may never happen. Feel the weight lifting. Some people imagine their worries as leaves floating down a river. Some imagine them as birds flying away. Find what works for you. The important part is the intention to release. Here's a Buddhist truth that will change your life. The universe is unfolding exactly as it should. Your job is not to control it. Your job is to flow with it. When you fight the river, you drown. When you float with it, you arrive exactly where you need to be. Tonight, give yourself permission to let go. Say these words, I release what I cannot control. I forgive myself and others. Let me ask you something honest. How many nights have you gone to bed angry? Angry at someone who hurt you? Angry at yourself for a mistake you made? Angry at life for not being fair? That anger sits in your chest like a heavy stone. You carry it into your sleep. You wake up with it still there. And day after day, that stone gets heavier. Buddha once said something very powerful. He said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Think about that for a moment. When you refuse to forgive, who suffers the most? Not the person who hurt you. You suffer every single night. Forgiveness is not about them. Forgiveness is about you. It's about setting yourself free. Now, I know what many of you are thinking, but you don't understand what they did to me. They don't deserve my forgiveness. They never even apologized. My friend, I hear you. And you're right. Maybe they don't deserve it. But you deserve peace. You deserve to sleep without that weight on your heart. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that forgiveness is not approval. When you forgive someone, you're not saying what they did was okay. You're not saying it didn't hurt. You're simply saying, I will no longer let this pain control my life. And here's something even more important. We must also forgive ourselves. How many mistakes are you still punishing yourself for? Things you said years ago, choices you wish you could take back, moments you're ashamed of. Listen to me carefully. You are a human being. Human beings make mistakes. That's not a flaw in your design. That's part of learning. That's part of growing. Every master was once a beginner who made countless errors. Science has discovered something remarkable about forgiveness. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic studied people who practice forgiveness regularly. They found that these people have lower blood pressure, stronger immune systems, and significantly better heart health. Why? Because unforgiveness creates chronic stress. Your body stays in a state of alert, ready to fight an enemy. But when you forgive, your body relaxes. Your heart literally heals. This isn't just spiritual wisdom anymore. This is medical fact. Let me share a Buddhist story with you. There was once a monk who was imprisoned and tortured for many years. When he was finally released, someone asked him, "Do you hate your captors?" The monk replied, "No. Why would I give them more of my life than they already took?" That's the power of forgiveness. It stops the past from stealing your present. Here's what happens in your brain when you forgive. The parts of your brain connected to stress and pain become less active. The parts connected to empathy and emotional regulation become stronger. You're literally changing your brain structure through forgiveness. But how do you actually forgive, especially when the pain is deep? Let me give you a simple evening practice. Before you sleep, sit quietly. Place both hands on your heart. Think of someone who hurt you, or think of yourself if you need self-forgiveness. You don't need to feel ready to forgive. Just be willing to try. Say these words: I forgive you. I release this pain. I choose my peace over this anger. You might not feel it immediately. That's okay. Forgiveness is not always a single moment. Sometimes it's a daily practice. Some wounds are deep, and they need time. But every night you practice this, you plant a seed of healing. For self-forgiveness, look at yourself with the same compassion you would show a dear friend. Would you judge your best friend as harshly as you judge yourself? Would you hold their mistakes against them forever? No. You would say, "You're human. You did your best. It's okay." Give yourself that same kindness. Buddha taught that everyone is fighting a battle we know nothing about. The person who hurt you was probably hurting too. This doesn't excuse their actions, but it helps us understand hurt people hurt people. Healed people heal people. Here's a profound truth. Forgiveness doesn't change the past, but it does change the future. Every night you go to bed without forgiveness, you wake up in the same prison. But the moment you forgive, you set yourself free. Tonight, speak these words with your whole heart. I forgive myself and others. I choose peace. I am grateful for this day. Here's something most people don't realize. The last emotion you feel before sleep becomes the foundation of your subconscious mind throughout the night. So let me ask you, what's the last feeling you usually have before closing your eyes? For most people, it's worry, it's regret, it's stress about tomorrow. But what if I told you that changing this one thing could transform your entire life? Gratitude at night is more powerful than gratitude in the morning. And I'll tell you exactly why. In the morning, you're grateful for things you hope will happen. But at night, you're grateful for things that actually happened. This is real. This is concrete. This is truth. And your brain knows the difference. Buddha taught that a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. When you focus on what you have, more comes to you. Not because of magic, but because gratitude changes how you see the world. It opens your eyes to blessings that were always there, but you were too busy to notice. Think about your day today. I know it might not have been perfect. Maybe things went wrong. Maybe you faced challenges. But I promise you there were also moments of grace. Small blessings. Tiny miracles. Did you notice them? Did you wake up this morning? That's a miracle. Thousands of people went to sleep last night and didn't wake up. But you did. Did you have food to eat today? Clean water to drink? A roof over your head? These aren't small things. These are everything. Did someone smile at you? Did the sun shine through your window? Did you hear a bird sing? Did your body carry you through another day? These are gifts, but we forget to see them as gifts because we're always looking at what we don't have. Scientists at the University of California, Davis, conducted a groundbreaking study on gratitude. They asked one group of people to write down 3 things they were grateful for every evening before bed. Another group wrote down their worries. Another group just wrote random events. After just 3 weeks, the gratitude group showed remarkable changes. They slept better, they woke up with more energy, they reported feeling happier. But here's the most amazing discovery. Brain scans showed that their brain patterns actually changed. The parts of their brain connected to positive emotions grew stronger. This is neuroplasticity in action. What you focus on before sleep literally rewires your brain while you're sleeping. If you focus on problems, your brain strengthens those pathways. If you focus on gratitude, your brain strengthens those pathways instead. Let me tell you what happens in your dreams when you practice evening gratitude. Your subconscious mind processes your day while you sleep. If the last thing you felt was gratitude, Your dreams become more peaceful. You wake up with a sense of contentment, even if you don't remember the dreams. But if the last thing you felt was stress, your dreams become anxious. You might not remember them, but you wake up feeling tired and heavy. This is why some people sleep 8 hours and still feel exhausted. Their mind never rested because it was processing negativity all night. Buddhist monks have practiced evening gratitude for thousands of years. They end each day by reflecting on the blessings they received. Not just the big things, but especially the small things. A kind word, a moment of peace, a lesson learned from difficulty. Yes, you read that right. Even difficulties can be sources of gratitude. Buddha taught that our greatest teachers are our challenges. Every problem you face today made you wiser. Every difficulty made you stronger. That's something to be grateful for. Here's your simple evening practice. Before you close your eyes, think of 3 specific things from today that you're grateful for. Don't just think them, feel them. Let the gratitude fill your chest. It could be, I'm grateful for the warm tea I had this morning. I'm grateful for my friend who called to check on me. I'm grateful that I handled a difficult situation with patience. Make them specific. Make them real. The more specific you are, the more powerful the practice becomes. And here's a secret that will multiply your blessings. Say thank you out loud, even if you're alone, even if it feels strange at first. Say, thank you for this day. Thank you for this life. When you speak gratitude, you embody it. It moves from your mind to your heart to your voice. It becomes real in every cell of your body. Tonight, no matter what kind of day you had, find 3 things to be grateful for. Say these words. I am grateful for this day. Tomorrow is a fresh beginning. Let me tell you about a trap that keeps millions of people stuck in suffering. It's called carrying yesterday into tomorrow, and it's destroying their chance for a new beginning. Every single night, people go to bed dragging the weight of today with them. The mistakes they made, the opportunities they missed, the words they wish they hadn't said. They carry all of it into their sleep, and then they carry it into tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes just another version of today. Same worries, same regrets, same heavy feeling. Nothing ever changes because they never give themselves permission to start fresh. But here's what Buddhist wisdom teaches us. Every sunset is an ending. Every sunrise is a beginning. This is not just poetry. This is the fundamental nature of reality. Life is constantly renewing itself. The question is, will you renew yourself with it? Buddha taught about impermanence. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. The person you were this morning is not the person you are tonight. You've had new experiences. You've learned new things. You've grown, even if you don't realize it. So why would you carry the old version of yourself into tomorrow? Think about nature. When the sun sets, does it worry about how it's shone today? When night falls, does the day cling to the sky and refuse to leave? No. There is a natural rhythm. Day ends, night comes, and then, without fail, a new day is born. You are nature. You are designed to begin again. Now I want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking, but I have real problems. I have responsibilities that don't just disappear overnight. How can I pretend tomorrow is fresh when I'm dealing with the same difficulties? My friend, listen carefully. Saying tomorrow is a fresh beginning doesn't mean your challenges disappear. It means you approach them with fresh energy, fresh perspective, and fresh hope. That changes everything. Scientists at the University of Pennsylvania studied something called the fresh start effect. They found that people who mentally mark new beginnings are far more likely to pursue their goals and make positive changes. Why? Because a fresh start gives you psychological distance from past failures. When you tell yourself tomorrow is a new beginning, your brain literally creates a separation from today's disappointments. You're not the person who failed today. You're the person who gets to try again tomorrow with all the wisdom you gained. This is incredibly powerful for your mental health. Researchers found that people who practice this have lower rates of depression and anxiety. Why? Because they don't get trapped in rumination. They don't endlessly replay their mistakes. They acknowledge them, learn from them, and then release them. Here's what happens in your brain when you embrace fresh starts. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for planning and decision-making, becomes more active. Your brain shifts from dwelling on the past to imagining possibilities for the future. This creates hope, and hope is healing. Let me share a beautiful Buddhist teaching. There's a saying, "Every morning we are born again. What we do today matters most." Notice the wisdom in this. Not what we did yesterday, not what we'll do next week. What we do today matters most. But before today can matter, you must first close yesterday's chapter. You must give yourself permission to be done with today when today is done. Think about your phone. When it gets slow and glitchy, what do? You restart it. You give it a fresh beginning. It clears the memory, it releases what was stuck, and it works better. You need the same thing. You need to restart every night. Here's your evening practice. Before you sleep, imagine that today is a book and you're closing the final page. You read it. You learned from it. Some chapters were beautiful, some were difficult, but now the book is complete. Say these words: "Today is finished. I did what I could. Tomorrow is a fresh beginning. I release today and I welcome tomorrow with an open heart." Take a deep breath and imagine you're breathing out everything from today. Every mistake, every worry, every disappointment. Breathe it all out. And then breathe in fresh possibility. Breathe in hope. Breathe in the promise of a new day. Some of you are carrying burdens from months ago, even years ago. Tonight is your chance to put them down, not because the past doesn't matter, but because you matter more. Your future matters more. Tomorrow is coming whether you're ready or not. The only question is, will you meet it heavy with the past or light with possibility? Choose possibility. Say tonight, tomorrow is a fresh beginning. I trust the journey I'm on. Let me tell you the real reason why so many people can't sleep at night. It's not just stress. It's not just worry. It's something deeper. It's the fear that their life is going in the wrong direction, the fear that they're running out of time, the fear that they've made too many wrong choices, and now it's too late. This fear whispers in the darkness. What if you fail? What if you're on the wrong path? What if you've wasted your time? What if it never works out? And that voice keeps you awake. Night after night, your mind races trying to figure out the future, trying to control what hasn't happened yet, trying to guarantee outcomes that can't be guaranteed. This is exhausting, and it's destroying your peace. But here's what Buddhist wisdom teaches us. You don't need to see the entire path. You just need to trust the next step. You don't need to know how everything will work out. You just need to have faith that you're exactly where you need to be right now. Buddha taught that life is like a river. Sometimes it flows smoothly, sometimes it crashes over rocks, sometimes it moves fast, sometimes it slows down. But the river always knows where it's going. It always reaches the ocean. It never fights its own current. You are that river. Your life has its own intelligence, its own direction. Your job is not to control every turn. Your job is to flow with trust. Now, let me be clear about something. Trust doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean you stop trying or stop working toward your goals. Trust means you do your best, and then you surrender the outcome. You plant seeds and you water them, but you don't dig them up every day to check if they're growing. Scientists at Duke University studied the connection between trust and sleep quality. They found something remarkable. People who have a sense of trust in their life's direction fall asleep 40% faster than people who are filled with uncertainty and fear. Why? Because trust calms the nervous system. When you trust, you signal to your body, we are safe. We don't need to figure everything out right now. We can rest. Your parasympathetic nervous system activates. This is your body's natural relaxation response. Your heart rate slows. Your breathing deepens. Your muscles release tension. But when you don't trust, your body stays in survival mode. Even when you're lying in bed, your system thinks there's a threat. It thinks you need to stay alert to solve the problem. So sleep becomes impossible. Let me share a profound truth with you. Every single person who has ever lived has walked a path they couldn't fully see. Nobody knows the future. Nobody has guarantees. The only difference between people who find peace and people who suffer is this: some people trust the journey, and some people fight it. Think about the most difficult times in your life, the moments that seemed like disasters, the failures, the losses, the heartbreaks. Now look back with honesty. Didn't those moments teach you something? Didn't they lead you somewhere you needed to go? Didn't they shape you into who you are today? What if every wrong turn was actually guiding you? What if every delay was protecting you? What if every closed door was redirecting you towards something better? Buddhist monks have a practice called surrender. It's not giving up, it's giving over. You do your part with full effort, and then you give the results over to the universe, to life, to the divine intelligence that created everything. Here's what trust looks like in real life. You study for the exam, and then you trust that you've prepared enough. You apply for the job, and then you trust that the right opportunity will come. You love someone fully, and then you trust that whatever happens is meant to happen. Trust removes the burden of trying to control outcomes, and that burden is what's keeping you awake. Let me give you a simple evening practice. Place your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. That heart has been beating since before you were born. It knows what to do. It doesn't need your permission or your worry. It just beats, faithfully, constantly, trustingly. Your life is the same way. It knows where it's going, even when you don't. Say these words: I trust the journey I'm on. I don't need to see the whole path. I just need to trust this moment. I surrender my need to control, and I embrace the flow of my life. Breathe deeply. Feel the relief of letting go. Feel the peace of trusting that you are being guided, even when you can't see how. Some of you have been fighting life for so long, you're tired. Tonight, stop fighting. Start trusting. Say with your whole heart, I trust the journey I'm on. I choose peace over perfection. Let me tell you about the enemy that robs more people of sleep than almost anything else. It's not failure. It's the fear of not being perfect. It's the voice that says, you should have done better. You should have said it differently. You should be further ahead by now. This voice is relentless. It reviews your entire day like a harsh judge. Every conversation, every decision, every action, and it finds fault in all of it. That wasn't good enough. You're not good enough. And so you lie awake, replaying moments, trying to fix things that are already done, punishing yourself for being human. This is perfectionism, and it's a prison. Buddha taught something that can set you free. He said that attachment to perfection is one of the greatest sources of suffering. Why? Because perfection doesn't exist. It's an illusion. It's a moving target that you can never hit. The moment you think you've reached it, the standard changes. Think about it honestly. Have you ever finished something and felt truly satisfied? Or did you immediately see what could have been better? Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, I'm perfect exactly as I am? Or do you always find something that needs fixing? Perfectionism tells you that peace comes after perfection. Once I get everything right, then I'll relax. Once I achieve this goal, then I'll be happy. Once I fix all my flaws, then I'll be at peace. But here's the truth that will change your life. Peace doesn't come after perfection. Peace comes when you accept imperfection. Let me share something scientists discovered. Researchers at the University of British Columbia studied perfectionism and sleep disorders. They found that people with perfectionistic tendencies have significantly higher rates of insomnia. Why? Because their mind never allows them to rest. There's always something that wasn't done right. There's always something to worry about. But the study also found something hopeful. People who learned to accept imperfections showed dramatic improvements in sleep quality within just a few weeks. Their anxiety decreased. Their depression decreased. Their overall life satisfaction increased. Here's what happens in your body when you let go of perfectionism. Your stress hormones drop. Your immune system strengthens. Your blood pressure normalizes. Your body finally feels safe enough to rest deeply. Because perfectionism isn't just a mental state, it's a physical state of constant tension. Your body is always braced, always preparing, always on alert. It can never fully relax because there's always more to perfect. Buddha taught about the middle way, not too tight, not too loose, not striving for perfection, but not falling into laziness either. Just doing your sincere best and then being at peace with that. Think about nature. Is a flower perfect? It has imperfect petals. Some are larger, some are smaller, some have spots. But is it any less beautiful? Is a sunset perfect? Sometimes there are clouds. Sometimes the colors aren't as vibrant. But does it lose its magic? Nature is full of imperfection, and nature is beautiful. You are nature too. Here's a powerful truth. Your imperfections are not flaws. They're features. They make you human. They make you relatable. They make you real. The people who love you don't love you because you're perfect. They love you because you're you, with all your beautiful imperfections. Let me tell you what perfectionism really is. It's fear wearing a mask of high standards. It's the fear of being judged, the fear of being rejected, the fear of not being worthy. So we try to be perfect, thinking that will protect us, but it only imprisons us. Peace is the opposite. Peace says, I am worthy exactly as I am. I did my best today, and that is enough. I made mistakes, and that's okay. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm human. Here's your evening practice. Look back at your day with compassion instead of criticism. Instead of asking, what did I do wrong? Ask, what did I learn? What did I try? Where did I show up? Celebrate your effort, not just your results. You showed up today. You tried. You cared. That's not nothing. That's everything. Say these words to yourself. I choose peace over perfection. I release the need to be flawless. I accept myself exactly as I am. My best is enough. I am enough. Place both hands over your heart. Feel the warmth. That heart doesn't beat perfectly. Sometimes it skips, sometimes it races, but it keeps beating. Faithfully, imperfectly, beautifully. You are the same. Imperfectly perfect, beautifully flawed, completely worthy. Tonight, give yourself permission to be human. Give yourself permission to rest without earning it through perfection. Say with complete conviction, I choose peace over perfection. So, my friends, let's take a moment to remember these 7 powerful statements that can transform your evenings and change your life. Number 1, today was enough. I am enough. Release the pressure of perfection and accept yourself. Number 2, I release what I cannot control. Let go of the burdens that were never yours to carry. Number 3, I forgive myself and others. Free yourself from the prison of anger and resentment. Number 4, I am grateful for this day. Focus on your blessings and watch them multiply. Number 5, tomorrow is a fresh beginning. Give yourself permission to start again with hope. Number 6, I trust the journey I'm on. Surrender the need to control every outcome. Number 7, I choose peace over perfection. Accept your beautiful, imperfect humanity. These aren't just words. These are tools for transformation. But like any tool, they only work if you use them. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 21 days, practice these 7 statements every single evening before you sleep. Just 21 days. That's all I'm asking. Scientists say it takes 21 days to begin forming a new habit. Give yourself this gift. I promise you, if you do this consistently, your sleep will improve, your stress will decrease, your peace will deepen. You'll wake up feeling lighter, stronger, and more ready to face life. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 statements resonated with you the most? Which one do you need to practice tonight? Share in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else who's struggling. And if this video helped you, please give it a like. It helps this channel reach more people who need this message. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our videos on Buddhist wisdom and peaceful living. Remember, my friends, peace is not something you find. Peace is something you practice, and it starts tonight with the words you tell yourself before you close your eyes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing growth. Thank you for choosing peace. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, sleep well and wake up renewed.